Emotions are all over the place for Raptor fans as they drop yet another game, and it's a heartbreaker against the Milwaukee Bucks. It didn't look like it was going to be a heartbreaker, but it ended up being one. And I'm going to start with this. Moral victories are a thing. And is it great that the Raptors eliminated a, 21-point deficit, right? With 322 to go in the fourth quarter. This game is long over. You're down by 21. It's done. You're down by 16 with a minute 19 to go. It's over. They end up tying it and sending to overtime. Great. That's awesome. You lose in overtime. I love the comeback. I love the fight. But in the end, you lose another game and you are 16-22 on the year. So the thought about this team, getting on track, finding a way to win a big game and having it being a culture win and a statement win and figuring things out and turning the page. Well, you keep bringing up the moral victories and then losing. Like the hard fight against Indiana on the road, a really good game, you lose. Tonight, huge comeback in the fourth, you lose. With the trade deadline getting closer and closer, and more reports keep coming out about, OG and Pascal packages are through the roof, and they'll be historic, and I'm like, yay? How do I feel? I don't know. And watching Gary ball out the way he has recently, and everyone else had him dead to rights, send him packing, we'll pack his bags for him, see you later. And now we're all like, do you bring him back? He's the only guy who can shoot threes on this damn team. Then you watch, Fred VanVleet with the lowest field goal the lowest field goal percentage, or is it 3 point? I don't know, whatever it is. Worst shooting percentages in the league, obviously with the sample size. Well, his contract's done at the end of the year, but he has a player option, and at this point, does he opt into that player option? I don't know. And do you want him around for another $28 million, whatever the hell it is for next year? Or do you move him? I don't know. And Pascal, he really struggled tonight. Not saying you move him. Not saying that at all. What a wild game tonight. Obviously, it ended the same way it's been ending a lot recently for the Toronto Raptors. And let's break it. Let's just talk about it a little bit here. The first quarter was one of the worst first quarters I've ever seen. You want to know what the score was after one? 13-12. And it ain't a football game after the half. And I got a picture of the percentages because I'm like, I want to throw up looking at this thing. Milwaukee shot 5 for 24, which is 21% from the field. They were 3 of 9 from 3. And they didn't attempt a free throw. The Raptors shot 2 for 23. 2 for 23 after one quarter of play. And then they were 0 of 8 from 3. Heck, at one point it got to 0 of 13 from 3 for the Raptors. And I believe it got to 2 for 30 from the field. And it's just my God. People paid money to go watch that. Now, yeah, it ended well for the people that stayed around. But that first half was just absolutely pitiful. And in the second quarter, both teams scored a little bit. It was 26-26 in that quarter. And we're only down by 1 at the half somehow. Then in the third quarter, right, back and forth, neither team gets their offense cooking. They scored 24, we scored 21. Raptors only down by 4 going into the fourth quarter. And we're like, hey, you're right there. Then the Raptors cave in, and it looks like it's game over. You get down. What was the maximum deficit tonight? I'm probably going to have that right in front of me here. The worst deficit the Raptors had, 21. And it was when they were down 90 to 69 with 3:22 to go in the fourth quarter. And we're like, this is game. Might as well bring out, Jeff Doughton and give me some more Precious Achua. Give me Kem Birch. Why not at that point? Then the Raptors fight back. They claw back, right? You get the buzzer beater 3 from Gary. Scotty goes nuts and scores a ton of points in the fourth quarter after he was snoozing for the first 3. And then Gary hits the big shot to tie and send overtime. Everyone's freaking out. The stadium goes nuts. Scotty's all up in Gary's faces. He's pumped. Gary's pumped. The media's going bonkers, right? I'm listening on the radio and Eric Smith's losing his mind. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this could be that statement win, that turnaround. Maybe, right? Just being a hopeful Raptor fan here. And then you go into overtime and you score 4 points and you lose 104-101 on a Grayson Allen 3. How many times this year are we going to lose to guys that you did not expect to lose to? You lost to Grayson Allen here. Remember against the Hawks when A.J. Griffin beat you? Nothing against A.J. Griffin, but he's probably the last guy on the Hawks you'd expect to hit a game winner. You'd expect Trae Young. You'd expect DeAndre Hunter to beat you. Heck, even a lob to Clint Capella, John Collins, anybody. But A.J. Griffin did it, and today you'd expect Giannis to do it. Obviously, they didn't have Drew Holiday, no Chris Middleton still, no George Hill still. I mean, he's been not great. But they obviously don't have Middleton and Joe Ingles as well, right? Didn't have him. He's been terrible as well. But no Drew Holiday and no Chris Middleton. And they shoot bad. Your defense was okay. You turned the ball over a ton, right? They turned the ball over 25 times. We only turned over 8 times. 32-9 in points off and turnovers. Dominated. You know where else you got dominant? You know where else domination happened? On the other side of the ball, where rebounding, you got slaughtered. Giannis put up a season high in rebounds with 21. And the Bucks out-rebound the Raptors 73-47. You want to hear some more crazy stats before I get to these players' ones? Because, honestly, not many of them are good looking. The Raptors shot 33% from the field. They shot 40% from the field. And people are going to say, well, James, only 7% difference. Not a big deal. They took 88 field goal attempts. You know how many the Raptors took? 116. You had 22, is that? 28? Well, how many is that? 16. 28. 28 more flipping shots. And you lose. The shooting struggles are a thing, man. It really is. Let's rip through these percentages. Pascal, 11 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. Shot 4 of 18 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line, 0 of 2 from 3. Not great. Now, yes, he gets a pass because he's been Pascal all year long, so fine. Scotty Barnes decided to wake up in the fourth quarter and ended the game with really good numbers. Shot 19, 4, and 3. Shot 9 of 19 from the field. Was 1 of 3 from the free throw line and missed all 4 threes that he took. OG, 14 points, 9 boards. Phenomenal defense as always, but he shot 6 of 18 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Did have 4 steals. Again, that wasn't the problem. Fred VanVleet, people are going to be like, whoa, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. What a night for Fred. And honestly, the numbers, hey, good for him. But 8 of 23 from the field, 8 of 8 from the line, and 4 of 14 from 3. I'm sorry, but as much as the 28, 8, and 12 are beautiful, those percentages are absolute dog water. He did have 3 steals as well. When he played, what was it, like 46 minutes Fred played in this game? Yeah, 46. And Gary, look, I love the game winner, but he didn't shoot well either. 22, 5 and 3 for 5 and 3 for Gary. It wasn't like a 22, 1 and 1 stat line. That's weird. But he shot 8 of 23 like Fred. Was 3 of 3 from the line. He was even 3 of 12 from 3. So again, he wasn't great, but hit the big shot in the big moment. And he had 2 steals. The whole team didn't shoot very well. Scotty was the only guy who was somewhat close to 50% at 9 of 19. And at one point, dude was 1 of 7 from the field. And then you look at the Raptors bench, where your top scorer was Chris Boucher with 5. And he shot 2 of 8 from the field and 0 of 3 from distance. Your bench, who consisted of 4 guys. Juancho, who played 5 minutes. Precious, 11 minutes. Malachi, 11 minutes. And Chris Boucher, 22 minutes. They combined 0 of 6 from 3. They were awful. And combined, absolutely everybody playing the bench, those 4 dudes combined, how many points did they score? 7. What else can you say? Your starters didn't shoot the ball well. You got nothing from your bench. And yes, they create this crazy comeback. It's beautiful. It was a fun game to watch. Lots of entertainment. Great comeback. Give the guys credit for it. You lose again. So if I'm Masai Ujiri, what the heck do you do? And I'm going to leave this comment to you guys. Go nuts. I mean, the schedule does get a little softer coming up, but at this point, you're already 6 games under 500. You have 22 losses already. And we all know the saying Masai said in the play-in before, play-in for what? So he doesn't believe in that nonsense. So if you don't believe in the play-in, that's really all where the Raptors are going to be right now because they're so bad offensively. Your shooting is bad. But the problem is, your only real good shooter is Gary. Fred's numbers have been abysmal this year. So Gary's really your only consistently good shooter. Okay, other than Pascal. The reason I say shooter, it's a three-point shooter, right? And he's shooting around 36% from three, which on this team is actually pretty good. Seriously, we're talking about trading this guy. If you're talking about getting worse and rebuilding completely and tanking for Wembanyama, fine. But let's be real, Raptor fans. You ain't dropping past the Charlotte Hornets and the Detroit Pistons. And if you do, there's something clearly wrong with your squad. So I'm going to leave that to you guys. I wrote down some other player stats. I didn't even really go through how the game went down. But in the end, it's just painful. Raptors shot 33% from the field, 20% from three. What else can you say? What else can I say? I mean, your next game, who will we be playing? Friday against the Knicks at Scotiabank Arena at 7:30. Last time we played the Knicks, we played in New York, and we beat them. What's going to happen at home? The Raptors are on a homestand right now. How many games do they play at home? So we got, obviously, tonight against the Bucks, Knicks, Trailblazers, 2 against the Hornets, Hawks. You have 6 more games in a row at home. I think this is for Raptor fans. This is a massive stretch. You have 6 games at home. I'm not saying take all 6. But if you do, you're a 500 team, which is wild to even think about. But you're playing the Knicks, who, let's be real, aren't the greatest. They're in the 8th spot. They're in a play-in right now. The Trailblazers, after their great start, have fallen off. They're only a game over 500. You have the Hornets, who are one of the worst teams in the league, twice on the 10th and then the 12th. The Hawks have been falling apart. They're 7-20. They've lost 4 consecutive games. They haven't been good. This is all at home. Anything less than a 4-2 homestand after this game tonight is a failure. And if you do that, the changes will have to be made. You basically force Masai's hands. And I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going to let you guys take it the rest of the way. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and, I don't know, the final 3:22 of the 4th quarter, smack that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video. Thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter and Instagram links are down in the description. So follow up, send me a DM. Do that great stuff. The Discord link is down below. So if you want to go nuts about this team, the Discord link is down in the description. And I will talk to you guys, the Leafs edition, tomorrow. I believe the Leafs are hosting the Kraken at 7 o'clock. And they're hosting the Kraken. I think it's a 7 o'clock puck drop, right? Yeah, 7 o'clock puck drop there as the Leafs host the Kraken. All right, and as the Raptors, they're back in action on Friday as they host the New York Knicks at Scotiabank Arena. 7:30 tip-off there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching to me. Just letting all the emotions fly. And we'll talk to you guys on Friday.